here. And my friends are here, and people I love, to share this day with me. I also want to say something else, just about you and sharing with other people. I've modeled a lot of my work and me after Jacqui Schiff, who's been a second mother to me. And at times I call her Mom, and at times I call her Jacqui, depending where I am and how I'm feeling and who I'm talking with. And I really met you in 1970 when Eric Byrne died. It was the first time I met you, just after he had died, in San Francisco. And soon after that I married and then moved to this area and went to Fredericksburg and visited and was really envious. Gee, here I was married and really at the same time I wanted to be a child again and grow up again. It was kind of backwards from already a semi-professional and married, and I go to Fredericksburg and I see what you've been doing. And I saw what you'd done even in California. I thought, gee, I still want to be a kid again. What is this? And over the last, it's 12 years later, for about at least 8 years of that time, I worked very hard on myself, with myself, in therapy. Changed a lot, and it was a struggle a lot of the time. Got a lot from other people aside from you. But I find just in having you here again at this time, I struggle with a little bit, like, well, you're not really my mother, but you are. It's like, I'm so much like you in so many ways that I can't deny that you feel like family and like a mother to me in a way that I need to acknowledge. I can't not acknowledge. And as well a mentor too, because we do similar work. Yesterday, I talked with my mom about just a number of things, and I was just absolutely spontaneous, and it was so wonderful to not have to censor anything. And that's one of the things I love so much about you, and that I've shared with other people and taught other people, is that it's okay to really talk openly and intimately and directly. And I experienced myself as very separate from you, and I thought about how many people can really confront, I use that word purposely, their mentor or mother and not censor anything. I think that's wonderful. And I know that you expressed that you valued our talk too.
Well, that's good.
So I'm glad about that, and I just want to share that with other people. But one of the things you said was that you feel really good about where you are with your 3 natural sons and your relationship with them. And as you look around, a whole lot of people don't feel real good about where they are with their kids today. And I'm glad for you that you feel that way, and I know you also are in a good place with a whole lot of the people you've reparented. And I'm glad to be one of those people. I admire you as a person and not as a mentor right now. I admire you very much in terms of how you're handling yourself with multiple sclerosis and just continuing to thrive and have a good spirit. And I know you have down days, but I admire that very much, that you're continuing to really live. That's all I'm going to say this time. So welcome.
Thank you. I want to say something very briefly about the multiple sclerosis. I had the first symptoms that I can identify as symptoms for certain when I was 10 years old. And I may have had earlier symptoms than that, so I was very slowly progressing. Case of multiple sclerosis, and was never diagnosed until very recently. Although I suspect that probably people who saw me knew what it was I had and were not going to tell me. So the doctor I finally saw didn't tell me. I told him. Well, he was sort of mumbling. I was about to get on a plane to go to India, and he was sort of mumbling around, and I said, look, we were talking about a degenerative neurological disorder. Is it multiple sclerosis? And he said, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. You're about to get on a plane and go to India, and I'm not going to say it.
Was this doctor referred to you?
Well, so then I said, well, how about if my son comes in and you say it to him? He was much more comfortable with me sitting on the sidelines talking to my son. But for me, it was a great relief because I'd been having symptoms for a long time, and the symptoms of multiple sclerosis are very confusing. They kind of come and go and wander around and are pretty vague, and eventually some of them settle down to being symptoms, but an awful lot of them are kind of wandering. And so it was quite a relief to discover that I wasn't doing anything hysterical, and I really did have something going on. And if anything, for me, finding out that I had multiple sclerosis was an enormous relief. It's somehow comforting to have a name for it. And even though there isn't a treatment for it, and in another way, maybe there is. There are a lot of interesting things being done in India that are quite different than are being done in the West. I think Vidalia school, we have a yoga master, and it's important that I not have muscle deterioration, so I do quite a lot of yoga, and actually I'm in quite good condition.
I was amazed to find out yesterday when you said that it's really good for you to do wrestling with people. I thought, here you tell me you have pins and needles on the whole right side, your left shoulder hurts, but wrestling is very good. And it just didn't seem to go together, but you said it keeps you in shape?
Mm-hmm.
So you're encouraging constant physical activity.
Well, yes and no. For me, there are dangers in the possibility of falling. So what I have to find is some ways of exercising. Since I have practically no balance, I have to find ways of exercising that don't.
There's a word you don't hear every day. It means exactly what you might think it means. The opposite of illness.